The Wyandotte Nation is a federally recognized Native American tribe located in Oklahoma. They are descendants of the Huron Confederacy, said to have originated around 1400 BCE, and located near the Georgian Bay and Lake Huron of Michigan. The traditional name of the Wyandotte people is Wyandotte, which means people of the hill or hill watchers. The Wyandotte believed that the world was created on the back of a mossback turtle. They are a peaceful tribe, but are prepared for war at any given time. The Wyandotte are descendants of the Tion-on-Tati and the Ating-wan-wanten, two tribes said to be culturally identical. The Huron were farmers who supplemented their diet with hunting and fishing. Maize, or corn, was the mainstay of their diet, which was supplemented primarily by fish, although they hunted and ate some venison and other meats available during the game seasons. Women did most of the agricultural work, although men helped in the heaviest work of clearing the fields. This was usually done by the slash-and-burn method of clearing trees and brush. Men did most of the fishing and hunting and constructed the houses, canoes, and tools. Each family owned a plot of land which they farmed. This land reverted to the common property of the tribe when the family no longer used it. The Wyandotte lived in villages spanning from 1 to 10 acres. They lived in longhouses, similar to other Iroquois cultural groups. The typical village had 900 to roughly 1,600 people, organized into about 30 longhouses. Villages were moved about every 10 years as the soil became less fertile and the nearby forest, which provided firewood, grew thin. The Wyandotte engaged in trade with neighboring tribes, notably for tobacco with the neighboring Tion-Tonti or Petun, which translates to the tobacco people, and other neutral nations. However, the Huron Confederacy were fierce enemies with the Iroquois, and in 1659 they were defeated by the Wyandotte Nation and forced to flee west, where they settled with the Ottawa tribes. In 1701, after encountering the French, Antoine de la Mothe invited the Wyandotte to settle near his fort in Detroit. Within a few years, a portion of the tribe ventured south. They settled around Upper Sandusky, Ohio, where they held a position of honor among other tribes of the Ohio Valley. In Ohio, after sustained contact with the British, their traditional name Wyandotte became corrupted and spelled as Wyandotte, which they are referred to today. By the beginning of the 18th century, the Wyandotte people moved into the Ohio River Valley, extending into areas of Indiana and Michigan. After the American Revolution, a treaty signed with the United States in 1785 confirmed their landholdings. They remained in this area for roughly 40 years until pressure from the settlers forced the Treaty of 1843 and the removal to land west of the Mississippi River. The Wyandotte's new reservation was located on highly sought and fought over land in Kansas. Sadly, during the migration and the early months of their settlement, their people suffered great illness. In 1843, survivors buried their dead on a high ridge overlooking the Missouri River in what became the Huron Cemetery. In fact, in 1971, it was listed on the National Register of Historic Places. It is now called the Wyandotte National Burying Ground. In 1857, some Wyandotte who were unwilling to convert to the European aspirations relocated to the Indian Territory in Oklahoma. After the Civil War concluded, in 1867, approximately 200 successfully sought reinstatement as a tribe. The name Wyandotte was officially used after the Treaty of 1867. Although the Wyandotte came into Indian Territory to remain traditional, their small population, external influences, and other decisions compromised their traditional way of life. In the early 1900s, many did not teach their children the native language, and soon those capable of continuing the traditional ceremonies were gone. The tribal interests focused on the care of orphans, land disputes, and ongoing issues with the government. In 1983, Leiford Bearskin was elected chief. He had a vision and determined purpose for his people. Under his leadership, the Wyandotte Nation has grown to almost 5,000 members, with over 1,200 living on the reservation. The tribe has secured their right of self-governance, initiated cultural renewal, and achieved economic growth unlike any other time in their history. Currently, the Wyandotte Nation operates according to the 1999 Constitution and bylaws, governed by a business committee comprised of a chief, second chief, and 4 councilpersons. Chief Leiford Bearskin has gone through great lengths to preserve the Wyandotte Nation's history, and has coined the phrase, preserving the future of our past. As the tribe grows strong again, it is through the Wyandotte people that the history of their past is never lost.